Hello everyone, I'm Dave Robbins with Endtime Ministries, and this is your Prophecy in the News. We know from Revelation 9, 13 through 21 that the next prophetic event to happen on God's prophecy timeline will be a war that will emanate out of the Euphrates River region. It's Revelation 9, 13 through 21, and it's the sixth trumpet war. So I want to keep you up to date on what's going on in the Middle East to let you know how we're watching this war and what's going on. So this article comes from Debka this morning, and it says, Russian forces take Syrian chemical and biological weapons under control. Let me read you some excerpts from this article to let you know what's going on. It says, the chemical warfare threat looming over Syria's civil war and its neighbors has taken an epic turn with the announcement by Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov Saturday, December 22nd, that the Syrian government has consolidated its chemical weapons into one or two locations amid a rebel onslaught, and they are under control for the time being. He added that Russia, which has military advisors, now get that, Russian military advisors training Syria's military on the ground in Syria, has kept close watch over the chemical arsenal. So Russians are in control of Syria's chemical weapons right now. Debka military and intelligence sources report the Russian foreign minister's statement made a message to Washington that the transfer of Syria's weapons of mass destruction to one or two protected sites under Russian control, this has removed the danger of them falling into the hands of al-Qaeda-affiliated Jabhat al-Nusra, which had come ominously close Friday, December 21st, with the Islamists spearheaded a Syrian rebel assault for the capture of the al-Safira military complex and Bashar Assad's chemical and biological weapon stores. So his assertion was that they were under control, under Russian control, and this indicated that Russia was also involved in safeguarding them. So this does two things to the conflict between the United States and the Western powers and the Syrian civil war that's going on and Russia that's involved there. Number one, it involves the prevention of Western or Israeli military action for seizing control of Syria's chemical and biological weapons arsenals. And number two, it provides for the prevention of Western military intervention in the civil war behind the forces dedicated to the removal of Bashar Assad. The Russian military is now engaged in a dual mission in guarding the weapons of mass destruction arsenal and protecting his regime, Assad's regime. So we know from this that the United States has troops on the ground in Turkey with Patriot missiles right now, just on the border of Syria, and there are Russian troops on the ground in Syria training their military. And so this is a huge thing in the Middle East. We also know that Russia just delivered 24 Iskander 9K 720 cruise missile systems to Syria within the past 20 or 30 days. And so you say, well, what is all this coming up to? What's it all leading up to? Well, you not only have where there was a Syrian civil war going on with Syria and some of the rebels attacking Assad's regime. Now, this goes a lot farther than just Israel being concerned in some of the Arab states. Now you're pulling the United States into it, and you're pulling Russia into it. So you're pulling world powers into these countries over there in the Middle East. And you say, well, what does this have to do with prophecy? Because the Bible, the next big event on God's prophetic timeline is World War III, the sixth trumpet war. And the Bible clearly says, Revelation chapter 9, verse 13 through 21, that there's going to be a war that emanates out of the Middle East region, the Euphrates River region, and that when all of the smoke clears, it will end up killing 1/3 of the world's population. So we've got a close eye on what's going on in the Middle East, and we know that world powers will have to be involved for this to occur. So this is not just Syria against Israel or Lebanon or some of these other countries over there in the Middle East. These guys are pulling in world powers, and we've got Patriot missiles. Russia is sending in military and weapons into Syria. So you're looking at world powers staring at each other today in the news. And the Bible says the next event is World War III coming at us, or the Sixth Trumpet War, Revelation chapter 9, and we wanted to keep you up to date on what's going on because this war could start at any time. So thank you for watching. I'm Dave Robbins with Endtime Ministries, and this has been Prophecy in the News.